Imagine a future where you're living a life filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. You wake up each day feeling energized and motivated to tackle whatever comes your way. Now, bring that vision to the present moment. As you watch this video, I want you to visualize yourself letting go of those self-destructive habits and replacing them with ones that will propel you toward success. In Stoic philosophy, it is believed that individuals have the power to shape their own destiny through their thoughts, actions, and choices. By developing good habits and eliminating bad ones, one can cultivate a life of wisdom, tranquility, and virtue. As Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So start changing now by removing bad habits and remember, small beginnings lead to great endings. Let's do it. I want to start by saying that this message is just for you. I know that there are millions of videos out there and you could easily choose to watch something else, but you didn't. You're here now, and I appreciate that. So let me say thank you for giving me your valuable time. Now, I want to ask you a favor. I'm asking you to make a commitment to yourself right now, and that commitment is simple. Do not skip this video under any circumstances, not now, not later. Because you're different from the rest. You're an exception, and as an exception, you need to act like one. You need to treat yourself differently and invest your time and attention in things that matter. So stay. Excessive materialism is a prevalent issue in modern society, where individuals often equate wealth and material possession with happiness and success. However, as Stoics believe, such pursuits can lead to dissatisfaction and detract from meaningful experiences. To overcome excessive materialism, one must adopt a more minimalist approach, focusing instead on experiences, relationships, and personal growth. One effective strategy for reducing materialistic tendencies involves reframing one's perspective on what truly matters. Instead of placing value on external markers of success like possessions, status, or appearances, individuals should focus on cultivating inner qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By prioritizing virtues, you can develop a deeper sense of fulfillment that cannot be attained through material goods alone. Another method for overcoming excessive materialism involves simplifying one's lifestyle. This might involve downsizing, decluttering, and minimizing expenses by living frugally. By limiting consumption, individuals can reduce the emphasis on material possessions and refocus their energy on experiences and relationships that bring genuine satisfaction. Additionally, practicing gratitude for what already exists can foster contentment and diminish the desire for additional acquisitions. It's important to recognize that material possessions themselves are not inherently problematic. It's the attachment and obsession with them that can lead to dissatisfaction. To address this issue, individuals can practice non-attachment by acknowledging that material possessions are transient and impermanent. By embracing impermanence, you can let go of attachment to items and view them merely as tools or resources to be used, rather than sources of identity or self-worth. Seeking external validation is a common habit that many people struggle with. It can be tempting to constantly seek the approval and validation of others in order to feel good about ourselves. However, this habit can have negative consequences on our mental health and well-being. When we rely too heavily on external validation, we can easily become dependent on the opinions and approval of others. This means that our happiness becomes tied to things outside of ourselves, which can lead to feelings of insecurity and unhappiness when those external factors are not present or are taken away. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-approval and inner contentment. Instead of seeking external validation, Stoics encourage us to focus on developing our own inner strength and character. By cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, and justice, we can find a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction within ourselves. This type of self-reliance allows us to maintain our sense of happiness even in the face of adversity or criticism from others. In addition to improving our mental health, seeking external validation can also have negative effects on our relationships. When we constantly seek validation from others, we may come across as needy or insecure. This can damage our relationships and cause others to view us in a negative light. By focusing on our own inner growth and development, we can build stronger and more authentic relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Overall, seeking external validation can have serious negative consequences on our mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. By adopting the Stoic philosophy of self-reliance and inner strength, we can break free from this harmful habit and find true happiness and fulfillment within ourselves. Rumination is a common habit that can lead to significant emotional distress. Constantly dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about the future can take a toll on our mental health and well-being. When we ruminate, we tend to get stuck in negative thoughts, which can create feelings of guilt, shame, and anxiety. These negative emotions can prevent us from moving forward and enjoying life in the present moment. One effective way to overcome rumination is by practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a core concept in Stoicism, which encourages individuals to live in the present moment and focus on their immediate experiences. By being mindful, we learn to let go of the past and stop worrying about the future. Instead, we concentrate on what is happening right now and how we can navigate through it with calmness and clarity. Practicing mindfulness involves paying attention to our senses, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. We observe our thoughts without getting caught up in them or reacting impulsively. By doing so, we gain insight into our thought patterns and develop a greater awareness of our mental and emotional states. This increased self-awareness helps us to manage our thoughts and emotions more effectively, reducing the frequency and intensity of negative rumination. Another technique to eliminate rumination is to focus on what we can control in any given situation. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot change the past or predict the future, but we can control our reactions to events. By focusing on our actions and decisions instead of dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about the future, we can alleviate stress and anxiety. Don't fear change. Embracing change can be difficult, especially if you're used to sticking with familiar routines and habits. But sometimes change is necessary for personal growth and improvement. In fact, many successful people credit their achievements to taking risks and embracing change. So how do you overcome your fear of change? Firstly, it's important to understand that change is not something to be feared. Instead, it should be seen as an opportunity for growth and learning. By opening yourself up to new experiences, you can broaden your horizons and discover new aspects of yourself. Additionally, stepping out of your comfort zone can help you build resilience and confidence. One practical strategy for overcoming the fear of change is to start small. Rather than jumping headfirst into a major life change, try making small changes in your daily routine or habits. For example, try a new workout routine or eat a new type of food. As you see these small changes working positively in your life, you will begin to trust yourself more and feel more comfortable with bigger changes down the road. Another useful approach is to focus on the potential benefits of change. What possibilities might open up for you if you embrace change? How might it improve your life or career? Visualizing these positive outcomes can help you stay motivated and inspired during the transition period. Finally, remember that change is a process, not a destination. It takes time to adjust and adapt, but with patience and persistence, you can overcome your fear of change and thrive in new situations. Be kind to yourself throughout the process and don't be afraid to ask for support from friends, family, or professionals. Stop worrying about trivial matters. One of the most damaging habits that people often struggle with is excessive worrying about trivial matters. This constant state of agitation can stem from a variety of sources, such as social media, news, gossip, or even personal insecurities. However, it's crucial to recognize that much of this information is irrelevant and does not contribute to one's happiness or fulfillment. Stoicism teaches us to prioritize our time and energy on things that matter, rather than getting bogged down by unnecessary worries. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can train ourselves to focus on what's essential and filter out the noise. This doesn't mean that we need to completely isolate ourselves from society, but rather learn to selectively engage with the world while maintaining our inner peace. To eliminate this habit, We can start by identifying the areas in our lives where we waste the most energy on inconsequential matters. This could include constantly checking our phone messages, feeling anxious about future events, or fretting over past mistakes. Once we identify these patterns, we can challenge them using Stoic reasoning. Ask ourselves whether these worries will make a difference in the long run and whether they align with our values and goals. Another technique that can help is setting boundaries around our time and attention. We can limit our exposure to sources of anxiety, such as avoiding certain social media platforms or avoiding excessive TV watching. By creating space for reflection and mindfulness, we can cultivate a sense of inner peace that will help us better handle unexpected challenges. Ultimately, the key to overcoming the habit of worrying about trivial matters lies in developing a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. By adopting a Stoic perspective, we can learn to focus our energy on things that promote growth, joy, and connection with others. With consistent effort and practice, we can transform our minds and hearts to live more authentically and with greater purpose. Never seek revenge. Seeking revenge may provide temporary satisfaction, but it ultimately leads to negative consequences for both parties involved. According to Stoic philosophy, focusing on the well-being of others and finding inner peace are far more valuable pursuits than seeking revenge. Revenge can be harmful because it creates a cycle of negativity and hurt. It can also lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and regret. Moreover, it consumes a lot of mental and emotional energy that could otherwise be directed toward positive endeavors. Instead of seeking revenge, try to adopt a mindset of forgiveness and understanding. By letting go of the desire for retribution, you free yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. This does not mean you condone or accept the wrong that was done, but rather that you choose to move forward with a positive and productive attitude. One effective way to let go of the desire for revenge is to focus on your own personal growth and development. This can involve setting new goals, pursuing hobbies and interests, and developing positive relationships with others. By channeling your energy into constructive activities, you will gradually shift your mindset away from seeking revenge and towards creating a more fulfilling life. Additionally, it can be helpful to practice empathy and compassion towards those who have wronged you. Try to see things from their perspective and understand the reasons behind their actions. This does not excuse their behavior, but it can help you develop a more balanced and empathetic view of the situation. Ultimately, seeking revenge is not a productive or fulfilling way to address grievances. Instead, focus on personal growth, forgiveness, and empathy to create a more positive and meaningful life. Stop blaming others for your shortcomings. One of the most damaging habits that people tend to fall into is blaming others for their own shortcomings. This can lead to feelings of resentment, bitterness, and a lack of personal growth. Stoic philosophy teaches us that taking responsibility for our own actions and emotions is key to living a fulfilled and meaningful life. When we constantly blame others for our problems, we give away our power and control over our own lives. Instead, we need to focus on what we can control and take ownership of our choices and actions. By doing so, we can learn from our mistakes and grow as individuals. It is important to recognize that external circumstances and other people may influence our lives, but ultimately, it is our own reactions and responses that determine our happiness and success. We can choose to let go of negative emotions and instead focus on finding solutions and making positive changes. One way to start taking responsibility for our lives is to practice self-reflection and introspection. Take some time to think about your own thoughts, behaviors, and attitudes. Are there areas where you tend to blame others for your problems? How can you take ownership of these situations and make positive changes? By examining our own role in our difficulties, we can gain valuable insights and develop a more proactive approach to life. Another useful strategy is to cultivate gratitude and appreciation for the people and circumstances in our lives. By focusing on the positive aspects of our experiences, we can shift our mindset from one of blame and resentment to one of gratitude and empowerment. This can help us build stronger relationships and create a more positive and fulfilling life. In conclusion, Taking responsibility for our own actions and emotions is essential for personal growth and fulfillment. By letting go of blame and focusing on self-improvement and gratitude, we can create a more meaningful and empowered life. I have a secret for you. Do you want to hear it? The secret is that everything you need to become the best version of yourself is already within you. You have the power to create the life you want. You have the strength to overcome any obstacle. You have the wisdom to make the right choices. All you need to do is tap into that inner power and let it guide you. Remember, you are capable of amazing things. Don't let self-destructive habits hold you back. Embrace change, take responsibility, and start living the life you deserve. You got this.